Yo, what's up, it's GRIZZ, and we're gonna do some chair velocity. Pretty simple. I'm gonna be focusing on the 60 FPS version. Machu's gonna be doing the 24 and some 3-point. If you want to learn off that, I'll put a timestamp on the screen right now, and you can just go to it. But I'm gonna be focusing on 60, so if you want to do 60, then stay here. So I already have it laid out what I'm gonna do, so I'll play it through. It's gonna look kind of weird because it's not done. It's just planned out. It looks kind of weird, but right here it's a pull out, swing, kill right here, reload. The bullets go inside the gun. They push it in, and then the swing, kill. So it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look way better at the end, trust me. So for the first one, pull out. I like to hover it over three beats. So like this is the first one all the way in the beginning. Second one is in the middle, third one's at the end. So what I like to do is just go to the middle beat, open infusion on the clip, put in your time switcher, and then copy this value in the bottom right above the spline, paste it into source time. And what you want to do is just like find where you click down on the gun. So like right here for me, that's where I click down. And so first one, you want to see the pull out. So once you see the sheriff, like right here in the bottom, that's where you want the source time to be. And the last frame is when it goes down, like the shift like fully clicks in a way. So it looks something like that. Something like that could work. So now the graph is gonna look kind of weird. Something like this. It's fine. We're gonna focus on the first two first, the first keyframes. So for the first two, do like a graph, something like that. So it's gonna like, that's good. And the second pair, something like this could work. Let me put this down. That's good. It gives it impact. It looks nice. That's good. So now what you want to do is go to top right, go to flow, press on flow, clamped edges, turn it on, and turn on these last two options backwards and next. So now after that, once you're done, add the optical flow behind the time searcher. What you could do is just click on media in one, then search up optical flow, and then you just add it behind. And then now it should be smooth. I'm gonna render it, check it out. So this is how it looks like. Looks good. You can see the pull out. It's kind of fast though. Looks good. So now second part, it's a swing. It's simple stuff. So let me just do that very quickly. Alright, so I got it, the swing. Looks alright. And so for the shot, you could include like the animation beforehand. I mean, that's what I like to do. But you could also add it like right here. So you shoot and kill them on the beat. But I like to shoot before and kill on the beat. I'm just used to it, so it feels better to me. So what you want to do, your clip will look like this. So make sure your frame is on the kill. Drag it back a few frames. I say, for me, around like 5 frames is when the shooting starts, like the little flare. And so what you want to do is just cut it there. And then on the shooting animation, you could add your optical flow, enhance better, smoother, just to make it a little bit better. Just to make it look cleaner in a way. And then for the actual velocity, go into fusion on the first frame of the clip. Search up, time searcher, add it to your tree. Alright, now copy the value of the first frame, paste it into source time, and go to the last frame before the yellow line, and then make it drop all the way down. So like right here for me, it reloads instantly, so right here would be a good spot for me. And so now for your graph, open up spline, do a graph something like this so you could see the gun roll, and make sure always keep your gun in the air when it comes to sheriff velocity. So don't instantly go down, keep it right where it's like up in the air, you know, if that makes sense. So now once you do that, optical flow, same settings, same stuff. I'm gonna render and see how it looks. Alright, there we go. So let's check it out. The swing could be better, but it would look better with pan crop and like glows effects. I like it like that. Alright, now for the first reload, let's go into fusion. So add your time searcher. First frame, copy the value. Last frame, go all the way to the end, and then drag it before your hand comes out right here. So I don't know how it is with other guns, but for Reaver, something like that, right before the hand comes out. So for me, it's this frame. And so now what you want to do is do like a fast, slow, something like that. Make sure they see the gun bullets fall off. So like that could work, I guess. Don't make it too fast. You want to see the actual animations. So maybe like that could work. Let me check it out. Alright, I mean, this could work honestly. So just go to flow, clamped edges, optical flow, and make sure you turn on these two boxes. Alright. This honestly looks good. Alright, so this is what we got so far. Swing, kill, reload. Now this is going to be the second reload. So time switcher, copy the value in the bottom right, paste into source time. Make sure you're on the first frame. Let's say like around, let's do right here before the hand moves. Right here is a good frame. Now go to the last frame and do something like this before the hand turns. I say around here could work. And then let's do a fast slow. Looks good. Let me check it out. Looks good. Alright, so now for the next one is when he pushes the ammo inside. So copy the value. Alright, let's go to this one actually. Let's go to the end of the clip. Let's copy this value. And then just go frame forward from that. So right here. And so one more frame. So it'll be like that. Perfect. And now go to the end of the clip. Something like this where he pushes it inside. Let's go right here. So when it comes back after getting pushed. Let's do like a fast slow. See how that looks. Something like this. That's good. Let's check it out. It looks nice. Alright, so let's add optical flow. Last one is the swing. This swing is gonna look kind of weird because I'm still mid reload, so we just copy this value. And this is gonna be a swing with the sheriff shooting inside of it. So we go frame forward, go to the end of the clip, and then find the frame before you get the kill banner. So that it's right here for me. And then you could do like fast slow. That looks nice, something like that. And then you could barely see the shooting for the last few frames, but it'll look good once we add the actual last kill. We could stiffen it up a little bit because it is kind of linear when it falls down. Looks good. And now for the last one, it's the shooting. So it's the same as the first. Simple. Just make sure it stays in the air and it drops down. So like right here is a good way to end it. And then make sure the gun's always in the air. So something like that could honestly work. We could also stiffen it up. Do that. Alright, let me check it up. Alright, let's see. Alright, so this is the full kind of finished product. Let's check it out. So it looks good. Looks alright. Alright, so I'm gonna add some effects. And I will be back. Let's see how it looks with effects. Most likely it'll look way better, but let's check it out. Alright, I just finished it. It looks alright. I mean, it could be better. I could have fixed it up a little bit more, but I wanted to just like get the shit over with. So this is what I have after all the effects I used. I used a bit of pan crop, some impact, glows, dents, that like some shakes, and let's see how it looks. It looks good. Some parts could need some work, but you know, it's just a tutorial. You guys could like fix it up a little bit if you need to, if it looks bad. But yeah, pretty much I'm done. Doesn't look that bad in my opinion. Could have been better, but yeah, this is what I got. And yeah, so this is it for 60, and Machu's gonna take over to 24 FPS. He's gonna do some 3-point. He's gonna explain it a lot better than I do for sure. And so if you want to check that out, here he is.
What's up, guys? It's Machu with a Sheriff Velocity tutorial. You know the guy, the Machu, you there guy? Yeah, that guy, that's me. We're gonna want to add a little clip. This is a little Sheriff clip from my pack. No self-promotion, but you should totally download it all. It's all 120 FPS. There's tons of clips, very editable ones if you don't want to use your own. So I do my velocity with a time stretcher. You can use it with retime controls, but I think time stretcher is more customizable. And you can also use the little graphing system here. You're gonna want to click shift space and then add time stretcher. And once that's in here, you're gonna navigate to the top right corner of your screen where it should say source time. This is the thing that chooses which frame starts where. So we're gonna want to move this forward. You can just drag the number by holding over, or you can drag the slider. I like to hold on the number and drag because it's more frame by frame accurate. So I'm gonna skip forward a lot until I find a good animation I want to use. I think I take it out one more time if I'm correct. So I do. Okay. For Sheriff Velocity, usually take out, you can start either like around here or start like kind of here. I'm gonna start here because of how I'm gonna do it, because I'm also gonna do the click down of the Sheriff. I think starting here at frame 61, 631 will be good. And then I'm gonna go to the very end. The last frame you can navigate through here. Last frame, which is 66. And I'm gonna stop it like right here, right before it clicks down. So that's frame 679. I'm gonna remember that for later, so I'm gonna copy that number. And you can 3-point this graph technically, but for this specific scenario, I'm not gonna 3-point it. I'll get into 3-pointing on the next clip. So you're gonna navigate to the spline. You're gonna click this, open it up over here. You're gonna highlight your graph, click S. It should flatten it out like this, or curve it out, whatever it's called. And then for this type of graph, we're gonna do what's called a fast slow graph, where the beginning of the clip goes fast and then the end is slower. It's usually the graph you'll use 95% of the time when doing velocity. So for my type of graphs, I like to do this. I bring this point up, maybe around here. We can adjust later. And then this point, drag it over here. Don't keep it like straight in a line like this. Kind of tilt it down a little bit. This tilt allows it to flow through the clip a little bit better. So I'm gonna move this here. I don't want it to be too stiff, because the stiffer it is, the more like how fast it is, I guess. So this graph, I'm gonna leave it a little bit looser. I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. So that animation should, you can see kind of it does that. It might be a little bit too fast, so I realize that, and I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Then bring this to the right and make it more linear, as in like line. It's really hard to explain. It's like a thing you'll learn after a lot of time editing. So that's much better. You can actually see the takeout now. I think that's pretty good. Depends on how much FPS your clip is. You might want to add optical flow. So shift space, once again, optical flow. Once you add this optical flow, you can go to the time stretcher and click this thing that says flow. Always click clamp edges. These two bottom points, you can click them for better. It'll make it look better, but it'll take longer time to render. So now to render this, we're going to want to make sure we have playback, render cache, make sure it's on smart, and then we highlight the clips and then right click, and then it's going to go render cache color output, and that'll give this red line. So you watch it until the red line goes away. So that's good. So it's a little takeout, and then the next one will be the click down. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter because that was a little bit long for the clip before. We're gonna go in here. Remember, we did copy that value, so it's 679.4. That value, last one, and copying it here will kind of like give it a little flow between the two clips to make it seem like it necessarily didn't cut. Usually you're gonna use 3-point to do that instead of how I just did right now, but it was just very clip specific for the takeout. I'll show you the more in-depth 3-point like here. We're gonna start the click down, and then we're gonna go to the end, drag the frame forward. And because we're 3-pointing, we're going to end it off like right here. This will give the next clip impact. You'll see what I mean in a minute. For 3-point, you can either go 3 frames to the left, which I like to do a little bit more. So I'm going to guesstimate around here, kind of like around here. You can count how many frames that is. So I'm going to drag this down once I'm hovering over this frame. I'm going to find the frame where like the gun is down and like finished with the animation. Before it starts to do this, kind of like right here where you can still see the lens flare. And then now I have this graph. This is a 3-point graph. 1, 2, 3. You see 3-point graphs, what they do is they kind of help transition from clip to clip, so it flows way better. So you're once again going to highlight this all, click S, and now you're going to treat these first 2 points as if they're the only 2 points on your graph. So you're going to bring this one up, bring this one to the left, around maybe here kind of, to match the other velocity. Yeah, something like that. And then these last 2 points, this is where the magic happens. You just bring this down, and what this does, it makes the end go really fast. So like you can't even see the end. So it kind of like, you can kind of see the animation right here, but it's like barely any. So with that might be too fast of a click down. So we're gonna adjust that by changing this down, making it a little bit more linear. Yeah, that's good. Click down. And then the next one will be the kill, because we just did that build up. Pick out, click, kill. I want to make it around this long maybe. Once again, way easier with a song. Add a time stretcher. I have a shortcut on my keyboard where I just click the button T and then it adds it. So you're just gonna want to add a time stretcher. We're gonna navigate back to the kill, and I kill him here. So for kills on Sheriff, you're gonna want to have the first frame be the first frame you can see this. Kind of like where you can see the, I don't remember the specific name, but just where you see this little flare coming from the gun. So that's the first frame. And then we're gonna go to the end, the last frame. We're gonna bring it forward, and we're gonna end it down like where the gun is a little bit down. That's for the 3-point. Now we're gonna go around like this many frames back for the for the second point. And now this is the frame that really matters. So I'm gonna just navigate it till I find, see this thing right here, you want this to fully click down for the second point. And then once it's like fully clicked down, I think that's where you should probably stop it. So this 3-point looks a little bit different than the last one, but we'll manage. So for shots, you're still gonna want to see the beginning of the shot. You want to see the Sheriff go up. You'll see in a second. So how my graph is gonna look is kind of like this. Is kind of similar to the other ones, but I'm gonna bring this point a little bit more down. And with these last points, I just bring this one down. So now you can see, like, you can see the pop-up with the Sheriff. You might want to make that a little bit faster, so I'm going to bring that up here. Yeah. So click down, bap. For the reload now, I'm going to make this like this many frames long, and then I'm going to do the next one like around that many frames too. So now I have this. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Add a time stretcher. So for this reload, we're going to do 3 parts of the reload. So the first frame, you're going to want to start it before it kind of like flicks the mag out, because that'll give it impact, because it'll show the gun moving a lot. So we're going to start this here, then go to the last frame, end it like here because of 3-point, where the bullets are fully off the screen, about a little bit more forward actually. And then the second point around like here maybe is where the bullets are, like these like 3 bullets are kind of shown right here. It can change depending on the clip. It's a small difference, but I think this will look good for this clip. So once again, highlight the graph, S, bring these over, down a little bit like that maybe, and then that for that. So that's really choppy. So what we're gonna do to fix that is bring this down, make this a little bit more linear. This is very fast, so instead I'm gonna bring the bullets up a little bit more here. So it's a little bit slower. And then we're gonna fix the graph there. So that should be better. Yeah, I think this is good. We'll see what it looks like outside though. Oh my god. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to change that. This happens a lot, by the way. So sometimes velocity you won't get it first try. So what I did is I just extended the clip. Now with these points, I'm gonna zoom to fit. I'm gonna zoom out all the way. I'm gonna highlight these last 2 clips, drag them to the right. Yeah, now it should fit. So what we're gonna do with this one is we're gonna move it a little bit more left this time though. We just moved it like 2 frames. We're gonna re-S curve this whole thing, get rid of that. Boom. Then go back, kind of do the same graph as we did last time, but this time it should look better. Yeah, that's way better. We might even want to make this a little bit less stiff at the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Look at that. And that looks really flowy. So that'll be good. It's kind of choppy, I notice. So I'm going to add an optic flow. I also have a shortcut. It's just O on my keyboard. So I'm going to add that. Add flow, clamp edges. I'm going to add these 2 as well for this time. That's already all ready to get rendered. Now we're gonna do the next part of the reload. I'm just gonna copy the clip just so it's around the same length. And I'm just gonna get rid of these. Add a new time stretcher. I really should have just copied a value from the last one. It would have been way easier. So now we're right here. So we're gonna do the click in of the mag. So you're gonna want to start it like the first frame. You can see the mag at the bottom of your screen. And go to the last frame and then drag it to where it's like right here, a little bit after where the orb kind of like gets like the big size, where it's like as big as it usually is. So, and then we're gonna go a couple frames to the left, like maybe here, drag it down, and we're gonna go into the initial, like right here, where it's like ended right here, where it just gets clicked in. Actually, we're gonna bring it a little bit forward here. Yeah, so it should look like this now. All these graphs look very similar, by the way. Some of them do have differences, but not necessarily for what we're doing here. So now we can see the click in. It's too fast. You don't even see the hand move in. So what we're gonna do about that is we're gonna bring this down and this over. You still don't see it. So what I'm thinking we should do is bring this point down before you even see the mag. So now you can actually see it go in. So I think that should look good. Yeah, I'm gonna copy that one more time just for the last part of the reload. And then Here we go. And now the last part of the reload is where the hand comes and clicks this in. So this is the easiest one. You're gonna want to keep the hand here for the first frame, like around here. It can vary. Once again, we might change it later. We'll see. Now the last point, we're gonna bring it forward. It's like how the clip works is I kind of move here, so I'm gonna smack that in and then bring it forward around here. Maybe that's where the 3-point will end. And now the second point, I'm gonna bring it back a couple frames to the left, like maybe this many, and then we're gonna find the point where it clicks in and the gun goes all the way to the right. Yeah, so like right here, when it fully finishes that animation, it like snaps. Now we graph that the same as we have, something like this maybe, then bring this down. It could be better, so we're gonna bring this point down and stiffen this up. Okay, well, let's hope. Yeah, I mean, it could be better. Once again, it could be better, but this is on such short notice. Usually I'll spend a little bit more time messing with my velocity to make it fit better, but I think this is a good start. So sheriff velocity, I think I covered all points of sheriff velocity. Take out, click down, kill, reload, reload, reload. And then usually after this, you'll probably have a kill. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do very short basics. I'll come right back to you and I'll show you the end product with everything all on it. I'm not gonna change the velocity a bit, all right? It's gonna be the same velocity as I just showed you right now. And we're back. All right, so I just took like 20 minutes to do some basics. So I added like all these shakes right here. I added flashes, hand crop, and framers. So you can see the edit now without any music. So, and by the way, I did not touch the velocity at all. It's all the same as I did in the tutorial. It looks better because I have all these shakes on it and all these pan crops and framers. So yeah, that's the end product. And I think, yeah, that's basically it for Sheriff Velo.